Hello there, Salim Omar here from the CPA Marketing Genius podcast, bringing you another amazing guest. This person, somebody that I've known for quite a while, has been very instrumental in the growth of my own accounting firm. His name is Uday. Uday, welcome.
Thank you, Salim. Thanks for inviting me for this podcast.
Yeah,
And
really looking forward to it. Uday is a director, is a co-founder of a company called Unison Globus, and they provide talent to American accounting firms and tax firms. And as I said, he's somebody that we worked with for about eight years or so. And so, Uday, I'm really looking forward to having this conversation and talk about a topic that is of significant challenge. It's a significant obstacle. It's been something that is getting worse, unfortunately, with time, and that is talent, finding the right talent. And I have had numerous conversations with accounting firms. They can, many times they can bring in the clients and they can do that. And I help them, we work with them in helping them bring the right clients, but they don't have the team to do the work. So talent is something that really is very predominant in the industry. What are some of the common challenges? Why is that? Why is, from your perspective, Uday, why is talent such a big challenge?
that's a very important question in today's scenario. In US, if I see every year there is a demand of more than 300,000 CPAs, and the enrollment happening in US every year is hardly of 50,000 people as per AICPA. So there is shortage of 250,000 every year. So this is multiplying year on year. So that's what is creating a huge gap. I was just reading some numbers. It says that total active CPA as of today is are 350,000. So 350,000 CPAs are active. That is hardly 0.0001% of the total need what we have. And every year the enrollment is decreasing by 4% year on year if I compare data from 2016. So people are not coming to the accounting field and they are diverted to other fields. So I'll say in my words that the popularity of accounting or accountants, the field of accountancy is reducing day by day. That's why
Yeah, and
we have
that's
shortage of people enrolling for it, and then finding the talented person is a big challenge.
And it's interesting, Uday, that larger firms have recognized this issue. Larger firms, regional firms, national, global firms, they've recognized this issue, and they've developed the outsourced. They've developed a team outside the US. To kind of foreseeing that this is where it's going. And then as a small practitioner, firms that are, less than 25 employees, we've seen that, you put out an ad, a post for a job, and you get talent that's really not that qualified, or you'll hire them and you're like, oh my goodness, they're not able to do the work, right? And it all falls on the firm owner.
Yeah. And that will give owners sleepless nights during tax season and
Yeah,
deadline.
yeah.
I have heard it from many of my clients that the biggest issue what they are facing is, first of all, finding a person, and secondly, after finding a person, training them, and in 2-3 months they will run away. Just then again getting into the same loop of hiring, finding, hiring, training. So that's a loop: finding, hiring, training, finding, hiring, training. So that's one of the biggest problem what people are facing as of now.
Very disruptive. I mean, just what you described, right? Finding, hiring, training, and then going through that process is very disruptive to conducting business.
The loop, it's a loop.
You
It's a
know?
vicious circle, and once you are into it, you get frustrated because you are not able to concentrate on your core business. Instead of taking 1 or 2 hours of interview, if I give those 2 hours finding a new client or serving a client, that will enhance the capacity as well as the revenue for the firm.
And you and I were discussing this earlier before, we hit the record button. And, there's like several benefits of outsourcing. Kind of quickly run us through them because I really want to go deeper into what gets in the way and what are some of the things that somebody should be doing when they're interviewing a firm to work with. So before we go there, walk us quickly through like what are the benefits of outsourcing besides like the obvious one is like there is a pandemic, on the talent side, you can find talent, right?
So very rightly said, Salim. Number one is the biggest is finding the right talent. Outsourcing is needed because earlier, I'll say I'm in this business since last 15 years. So earlier, 5, 10 years back, people were outsourcing for the cost benefit, to reduce the cost. But now, in last 3, 4 years, what I have seen, people are not outsourcing only for cost benefit. Cost benefit is the added benefit what they're counting. The main benefit for them is finding the right talent. They want to, at the same time, they want to get rid of this finding, hiring, training loop. They don't want to waste time in that. So in outsourced environment, you get a very well trained person who's put on the job. If the person leaves, it's a responsibility of the outsourcer to replace the person with the same level of training. So you are completely getting rid of that scenario wherein you have to find someone, you have to recruit someone, you have to train someone. That's outsourcing firm will take care of it. You need lots and lots of training to be provided to these people. Now, if you do it in-house, that's again a lot of headache. Instead, if you go in outsourced environment, all the trainings will always be provided by the outsourcers. Like I know about my company at Unison, what we do is we have our own academy called Legacy Academy. And in Legacy Academy, we keep running different training programs, for taxes and for accounting and for finalization and small thing what need to be taken care, how to improve, keep improving your communication. So that helps increasing the efficiency. At the same time, outsourcer being outsourcer, when I'm serving 300, 400 clients in US, I can devote more energy, time, and at the same time money in automation. Small firms putting in lots and lots of money into automation might not be possible. But when it's a concentrated market, I provide a lot of my time thinking about how to automate, what to automate, how can we reduce time, how can we increase efficiency. So these are the main benefits these days, what people will get. More than that, over and above that, definitely cost is one major thing. There is a cost. Then like US and India, that there are more than 10 hours of difference between these two countries. So when US sleeps, India is working, and when India sleeps, US is working. So my clients always tells me that the best part working with you guys is our office is working 24/7. We've done the work in the evening when we are leaving for home, and in the morning when we come back, the work is ready for our review. So they enjoy that 24/7 working.
That's like doubling productivity, right? Production is double. Like from a part, 10 hours becomes part-time. It's now you've doubled it. The beautiful thing about this is that, it's, something you mentioned, sleepless nights, right? Like tax season or after tax season doesn't have to be sleepless nights. It brings more order. It brings more systematization. It brings more.
I would like to share one very good example of one of my clients. I'll not be able to give the whole name, but the first name is Tanya. What happened? She was planning to sell off her practice because she was so damn frustrated. I want to get rid of this because I cannot handle the stress and it's too much. I mean, too much of work, not getting the right people, the right person, and having sleepless nights, no work-life balance. She was fully frustrated. She met us before the tax season in December, and we started working with her, doing her tax returns. By the end of tax season, she was so damn happy. She has written such beautiful emails to us. And she's like, my confidence in doing practice has increased tenfold. Now I don't want to practice. I want to expand the practice with you guys. You won't believe, just for doing 3, 4 months of work, she has actually given the bonus to our employees in four figures over and above the. So that was the kind of happiness she had. It was like, it's amazing. Somebody who's deciding to get rid of the practice, and from there, I want to double my practice.
Transformational, right? It's day and night in a way, right?
Completely game changing.
That's great. So I want to kind of change gears and talk about some of the hesitations a firm owner has. They've thought about outsourcing and then they've thought it through and they're like, no, I don't want to do it. What are some of those hesitations?
Before getting into it, to do outsourcing, Salim, I have learned it from you only. I have heard it from your different various super conferences that you always will have to take a leap of faith. So the first thing, what's stopping them is that faith, and why they don't have that faith is maybe they have not tried, but there are certain things which might stop them, like thinking about what kind of securities they have. Is there any possibility of data theft, data leakage, or data breach? So foremost for me, I think security is the main reason, which makes me think that whether we should do it or whether we should not do it. Number two, if you have not done it, you don't know, you will not have confidence. But pandemic has changed things a little bit, because people working from home, whether they are working from home or whether they are working from some other country. So what we have observed is post pandemic, people's trust in outsourcing has increased substantially. Have started outsourcing more. One of the reason is getting faith in work from home environment. So not having that one office and having control over everyone and seeing what people are doing. Instead of that, if people are working from home, that's also fine. So that's changing a little bit. But I think security can be one of the major reasons why people would want to think twice about outsourcing, or regulatory restrictions like 7216. You have to outsource individual tax returns, whereas SSN is disclosed, then you have to take first prior permission from the client. So I think that could be another reason why people would not want to go to the and say that we are outsourcing.
So address that for us. How does a firm get over that?
So normally what my clients are doing, they are putting it very clearly in their engagement letter. They are getting it from their respective clients that we will outsource and we take care of all the securities, because we on our side from India, when we are working, we are compliant with all the ISO certificates 27001. We are a SOC compliant company. We are GDPR compliant company, and at the same time, our SOC 2 certification audits are going on, which definitely we don't need to take. Normally, these are the things which CPA firms take, but we are going ahead and ensuring that our securities, the measures what we take are utmost. So section 7216, that requirement what I was naming. So there is a disclosure what you have to give to your clients, and if they sign, you are good to go with it. But that is required only for the individual tax return where social security numbers are disclosed. But for accounting, bookkeeping, all these works, you don't need any kind of prior approvals.
And you provide that guidance, you provide the language that needs to be incorporated in an engagement letter.
We have that. Yes, we do that.
Right, because you help so many firms, do this. Good, yeah. I can see that coming in the way, getting in the way, but you have a way to get around it. It's really being fully transparent with the clients and putting that in the engagement letter.
We guide them that this is needed.
Yeah. So there's so many firms that have emerged, like, the companies, globally that have recognized the need for outsourcing, and they've created talent pools outside the US, such as yours, and there are others, right? When a firm owner is looking to find the right partner, the right outsourcing firm, like, what are some of the things that they should make sure that they should watch out for when interviewing a company?
Very, very relevant question, Salim. Very, very important these days, that because there are so many outsourcers, how to choose the right one? Because outsourcing nowadays is not only outsourcing, you are choosing your partner, with whom you are working day and night. So you have to be very much vigilant in choosing the right outsourcing partner. I would say in my list, number one is the track record of this outsourcing firm. In how many years they are into business, what kind of tax returns or what kind of services they are providing, for how long they have been providing this, what kind of security measures they take, how well they are invested in technology, how
Mm,
well they have invested in servers, firewalls. So for me, all these are very important. At the same time, again, important thing is the kind of facilities they use, whether it is under proper surveillance, 24 hours CCTV surveillance or not, whether there are chances of security breach or not. Like, for example, if I talk about our company, what we do is in our all our workstations, there are no ports where people can put in any pen drives or any drives. For data security, they don't have rights to download anything. They cannot copy anything. So these are the
mm,
things which are very important in evaluating the right CPA right outsourcing partner. At the same time, whether they are using all the licensed version. These days, it's very important, Salim. Say, for example, we use all the licensed version. The reason is licensed versions are very expensive, but still we invest a lot into it. Reason, these days, a lot of ransomware attacks are happening. So if we use
mm,
which is not secured, which is unsecured, which is not licensed version, and people use it, then they are
mm,
getting exposed to those ransomwares.
mm,
How well they are equipped with the training of that, how well they are using all the licensed softwares. These are very important questions for me when I
mm,
am getting into any outsourcing company. Then, what are their training plans? Because hiring a person is one thing, but whether they are properly trained or not, what are the training programs they are running?
mm,
That's another
mm,
very important to know. And then it's all about communication and right cultural fit.
mm. Yeah, these are some really good pointers that you just shared with us. And, I mean, I've used, I've worked with your company for the last 8 years or so. And, for the first time, I actually I came and visited you guys, flew over to India and looked at your operation and, pleasantly surprised. And I can say surprised because I wasn't surprised. I mean, I was like, all right, I see why you guys are doing what you're doing because you've invested, as you said, the amount in technology and infrastructure and training, internal team training. I like so workshops happening, training, different types of workshops and different classes on business tax returns, personal returns, estate returns, high level accounting stuff. So like you've got 150 people or so that are, kind of involved in so much training. And it's important, as you said, right? It's important to do that.
Yeah, updates and regularly training them for the updates, regularly upgrading. So what we keep doing is like people after looking at the tax season, this tax season we would have done around 15,000 tax returns. So after evaluating all of them, we realized that okay, we need a few of them. When the reviewers tell that our preparers are lagging behind a little bit on this particular concept, and then we run training for them, specific tailor-made training for them. So
Mm,
identifying everyone's weaknesses and providing them training.
mm,
That's thankful to our legacy academy, which is taking
mm,
it, and we are happy. That's how
mm,
we keep providing
mm,
or generating good
mm.
talent.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, it's a solution I think that firms need. And folks that are watching and listening this, it's not a replacement. An outsourced team such as Unison Globus complements your
Yeah,
existing in-house team, right? And that's kind of the magic is making that to work in unison, and that's the name of your company, Unison. Unison Globus. It's the internal
right.
team working with the outsourced team and really working that. And you said something important there, and that's communication. Communication is super important in anything. The heart of an organization, the success is going to be communication. So it's not going to be hire Unison and they'll do everything. It's like you got to see them as an extension. You got to see
Exactly.
them as an extension of your team. And when we have that mindset, I think then it's pretty magical. It's transformational, like the story that you shared with us, right? This CPA firm that was fed up and wanted out and came across Unison, and things have changed in a big way.
Yeah, yeah. And while discussing, very important, another thing is like, there are two different type of outsourcing companies. These days, everybody wants to be the outsourcing service provider. But whether the outsourcing company is organized or not, for every process, whether they have their SOPs or not, those small things are very important. The one
They all build
company,
up.
what we do is like before starting the work, we prepare one SOP for the client. And then while the work is going on, looking at the instructions, looking at the client's expectation, we keep modifying our SOPs so that it matches. And that also helps, say, because attrition is going to be everywhere. People would want to change the jobs everywhere. After 3-4 years, or if my employee goes out and somebody new comes in or is promoted to somebody new comes in, the training reduces when you have proper SOPs. Because they know exactly what is expected, what to do, how to do, what are the due dates, what are the deadlines. Everything is written properly.
Very necessary. Yeah.
Structuring is very important. Processes are very important. Streamlining is very important.
Yeah, this is all part and parcel of the investment. I mean, that you guys have made in the infrastructure, the technology, the standard operating procedures, the legacy academy, the training that takes place. This is all kind of investments that are being made. And you're doing that with many, many accounting firms. So you've got that leverage there that you're able to do that. Well, this was really, really very, very good. If somebody is looking to reach out, have a conversation about this, what's the best way for them to do that?
Yeah. Just visit our website. And we have, if they'll float the inquiry, we will call them, we will reach out to them, and we will take it ahead from there.
So go to your website, if you don't mind sharing the address.
It's www.unisonglobus, UNISONGLOBUS.com.
Great. And then is there a section like a contact us page or section where they can go in and put in their inquiry that they're looking for help or they want to have a conversation about this?
So there is a book an appointment section or contact us section, and they will get our direct contact number also, or they can reach out to us on hello@unisonglobus.com.
Fantastic. Super. So folks, either website, the contact us page on the website, unisonglobus.com, or email hello@unisonglobus.com.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Salim.
Great. Super. Thank you. Appreciate working with you and taking the time to be here.
Thank you, Salim, for inviting me for this interview. Thank you so much. It was fun.
Good. All right. You take care.